Very much. It is Serious Matters on ONIF TV. My name is Olukule Abraham, and Peter will be in the news again at the 56th annual conference of ICAN, where he made a statement, and he was allowed to speak. He was amongst several others, presidential candidates, amongst which Omoyele Sowore and others were present there, even though the presidential candidate of the APC still wasn't on ground. I know I saw a video about Omoyele Sowore questioning why someone who is supposed to have graduated from the University of Chicago in this particular discipline of accounting, he should be a guru, and in fact he should be the key person that should be in that place. But then that's not where we are going. Now we're going to what Peter Obi said, and I would allow him to allow him to speak for himself. He has said, made promises. You see, I think like we have been saying in recent times that look, this candidate should come forth and give us blueprints of what they have to do. Enough of I will give you what I'll give you. You never hear Peter Obi say I will give you what I'll give you good road, because those things will naturally, be sorted once fundamental issues are resolved. Well, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, says he will subject all arms of government to routine audit if he wins the 2023 presidential election. Now, one of the problems that Nigeria has is auditing. We are not being, and what is called maintenance culture. It's not that certain things are not being built. A lot of things are being built, but they are not being maintained. Nobody is checking. If we say we're going to use commodity A to build this thing, is there a body that actually checks? If we say we're going to spend $200 million for these things, is there a body that actually checks? If the accountant general has issues, cannot even account for billions of naira that were committed to his care, then what do you expect from different quarters? Anyways, let's go straight to the point. Let's allow Peter Obi to speak, in this particular regards. Let's hear him out. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.
For the honor of inviting us to participate, and for the topic, the issue of sustainability for economic prosperity. I only knew this morning that we're going to comment on it, as I told the organizers, but I think it's a worthwhile topic for us to comment on. Economics, when you talk about SDG, which is where you drive this from, when she was reading, it is aftermath of Millennium Development Goals, which lasted from year 2000 to year 2015, and this is lasting from 2015 to 2030. And I agree with what Prof said, that we are about hiring the new CEO for the company called Nigeria. So we have to look at people's past and what they've been able to do. NDG goal, which ended in 2015, for your records, I started implementing it in year 2008 in Anambra State, and by the time it ended in 2015, I was #1 in Nigeria. And as we move on, what we are going to do, because it's critical, as we move on in what we are going to do, for me, the Labour Manifesto is already mainstreamed along the SDGs. You can go and look at the manifesto, it's already mainstreamed, and we put it into our development agenda and what we want to do, following our experience with MDG. Then it comes to where, for you accountants, your contribution to that development. Nobody can think about whatever we're going to do, whether you call it SDG or anything, without knowing that accountants, chartered accountants, play a critical role in development. Because whatever you plan, whatever you want to do, you have to ensure, one, the financial sustainability of it, have to come into the budgeting, the forecasting, and most importantly, the revenue. Because at the heart of tax is you. You have to bring the taxation into it. Today, one of the most critical problem of Nigeria, apart from other things that are besetting it, insecurity, everything is revenue to GDP, which is often shouted about that we don't have enough revenue. We don't have enough revenue because to GDP, even among the African pairs, we are 6%, when the average in Africa is 16%. Going globally is even worse. The reason is, so at the heart of it is you. It is you that is supposed to help the government to organize when the government starts doing the right things. How are we going to do it to ensure that this tax revenue comes in order to be able to build these sustainable goals? At the heart of it is you must secure and unite Nigeria. Today, Nigeria is among the fragile states, so security becomes paramount and critical. You must govern by rule of law and ensure that we fight what one of the candidates has mentioned, issue of corruption. At the heart of everything happening here in this country today is corruption. You have corruption of all sorts, corruption in terms of the way you appoint people to be in office, by appointing incompetent people, corruption, the way we do our expenditure, corruption in terms of if you look at our subsidy today, it's actually an organized crime.
Wow. It would have been a mesmerized situation, a very messy situation to have kept this brain as a running mate, of somebody. If he had remained in his former party, it would have been because there's no way we would have known that all this inside this particular body. There's no way we would have known this man had so much, because it would have been kind of like caged, like covered. That man the president would have to be the one to speak, and who knows, might not have up to more than up to 50% of what this man has. Look. You see, we've got to be wise. We've got to be wise, and we've got to choose very wisely. Okay, let's continue with His Excellency.
Today, our oil is being stolen by who? By people in government. And you can go on, and the heart of it is this. So you must remove a country and show that we must not have a country where there will be wealth with enterprise. In any country where government officials are richer or politicians are richer than business people, that country is finished.
Wow. La. This is interesting. This is interesting. You see, and these are just the basic truths that we have always been hiding away from. And it's just the truth. A country where we have politicians driving a 2022 Maybach, the wife of a governor driving a 2022 Maybach. That is, come on. And flood is ravaging his state. They don't stay in the state, they stay at the FCT. Come on. Your Excellency, please continue.
And that's what you're getting here. So you have nothing to account for. For me, if you're going to talk about sustainability for economic development, is to start doing the right thing. What are we going to do? I've said my number one priority is to secure and unite Nigeria. People will tell you security is so difficult. It's not difficult. It's only in Nigeria that somebody kidnaps me and is phoning my brother, negotiating price. If I'm sick, he calls police, he calls doctor, they come and treat me. Everybody knows where we are, but except police. It's not acceptable.
Come on, who is deceiving who?
With technology and everything today, you know where the crime is taking place. And you can sort it out.
Come on.
You have to have the level 3 policing, local government, state and national. In terms of corruption, it is easy to fight. People make it look as if it's difficult. not, the box stops on your desk. If you yourself is not stealing, those around you are not, you reduce it by 70%. Two of my accountant generals are your member. You can go ask them how much was missing in Anambra State. And it's very simple. This is what we want to translate. We want to be able to move the country from consumption to production. And when you come to moving from consumption to production, whenever I say moving from consumption to production, the first thing people ask is, what are you going to do? The greatest asset of Nigeria today is the vast uncultivated land in the north. If you put that land into production, it will make a difference. Yesterday we had a professor who was delivering a lecture in Lagos, Professor Steven of this thing, and he talked about Bangladesh and Vietnam, which was a basket case yesterday. And I told him how I've won all the fields of Bangladesh. Nigeria today, a country, when he finished that lecture, I joined somebody who was from Yobe State. And he said, in Yobe State, they cannot do. I said, Yobe State is 45,000 square kilometers of land. Yobe State is bigger than Netherlands. If you add Borno State, you have 115,000 square kilometers. That can go for half, a quarter of the entire land in Europe. Thereby, you have to be productive. If Netherlands can export 120 billion worth of agricultural goods every year, at 33,000 square kilometers of land, Yobe State should do 1.5 times that. 1.5. And 1.5 is just about $2 billion. We're not asking for too much. 1.5% of that is $2 billion. And if you do $2 billion, our rate of exchange today is 1.3 trillion. Thereby, you shouldn't be going to here to take the share of your distance. So we want to move the country, make it productive, stop corruption. These are things you can use to stabilize your currency, which is collapsing today because you're not productive. You're not just
majority of the people who are following some other candidates, is this one, is that one, is that one, who don't want to follow this man, are people who they know that once this man gets in, all those loopholes will block, and it will now favor the Nigerian people. It will now favor the citizen. They know that there will be nobody to be called boy. There will be nobody to be lording over. Look at that. Look at that statement where he made, where he said, well, now when the leaders are now richer, they are richer than business people who are doing business legitimately. Politicians are richer than them. Come on, it's a dead state.
You're not selling anything. This is how you can put people out of poverty. And the more you put people out of poverty, the more you reduce criminality. Be able to make the country sustainable. You cannot talk about sustainability in a situation where gangsters have taken over your country. You can't talk about sustainability when you have 33% unemployment. You can't talk about sustainability when you have 20 million out of school children. No, these are things you have to tackle first. As you're doing it and you mainstream the sustainability aspect of SDG into your mainstream, you will be able to drive the process. But in conclusion, as the professor said, he said, borrowing liquid, you don't need too much of sophistication or written documents. All you need to do is to continue to do simple things consistently, and you get there. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much for keeping pace with us. That is it. And please, I want you to watch this video again and again and comment. Drop your comment, make them simple and simple. Thank you very much for watching. Please do share our videos with others. Like, touch the notification button so that when quality videos like this come forth, you will be able to have a page. Have your taste of them. And also, let's think about it and let this also help in our decision of who becomes the next president of Nigeria. Thank you very much for